My God, I hate drugs.
Sa screen grab na ito ng CCTV footage sa loob ng Batasang Pambansa, makikita si Labor Undersecretary Jing Paras malapit sa mesa ni Akbayan Party List Representative Tom Villarin. Kuha ito sa isang House Committee hearing noong March 20. Makikita ring may hawak na cellphone si Paras habang kausap ang nakaupo sa tabi ni Villarin. Sa isa pang screen grab, makikita na ang cellphone ni Paras sa mesa kung saan nakalagay din ang cellphone ng kongresista. At sa sumunod na screen grab, naglakad na si Paras palayo habang may hawak na cellphone. Ang mga litratong ito ay ilan lang sa mga ebidensyang inihain ni Villarin sa Quezon City Prosecutor's Office kahapon nang sampahan niya ng kasong theft si Paras. Giit ng mambabatas, si Paras ang kumuha ng cellphone niyang nawala noong araw na yun.
Last March, nilapitan niya ako, at parang salisigang dinukot yung aking cellphone. I think hindi dapat palalampasin.
Noong araw ding yun, inabisuhan si Villarin ng security personnel ng Kamara na ang cellphone niya ay natagpuan sa mesa ni Paras. Paniwala niya, kumukuha si Paras ng impormasyon sa kanya at sinadya ang lahat. Matatandang inireklamo noon ni Paras ng wiretapping si Senador Risa Hontiveros dahil sa pagpapakita ng litrato ni dating Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre na may ka-text na isang Kong Jing.
Sabi lang niya sa akin, hindi ko naman siya kilala, kayo pala ni Senator Hontiveros ang magkasama. So nung kinuha niya, obviously hindi niya mabuksan.
Itinanggi naman ni Paras ang bintang.
Hindi ko alam na nadala ko yung cellphone niya. I moved to another hearing room. So probably I have left it there pagkatapos nung nagsalita ako doon. Pagka alis ko doon sa hearing na yon, naiwan ko siguro doon sa kwarto na yon, na doon sa Committee on Mindanao Affairs. If I had intention to steal his cellphone, bakit niya nakarecover at bakit naiwan lang dyan sa Congress? Kung magnanakaw ako, di inuwi ko yung cellphone niya.
Paglilinaw pa ni Paras, wala siyang interes sa cellphone ni Villarin. Handa rin siyang sagutin ang reklamo laban sa kanya.
So let's talk about certain provisions that you are considering to suspend. What would they be? You talked about number one, the excise tax, sir.
Right now, I would limit it to discussing the fuel.
Yun lang po
Kasi yung sugar beverages at yung tobacco, design talaga yun to curb consumption. At yung sasakyan naman, design din yun to medyo help ease the traffic a little bit. I don't know how effective it will be. We need the numbers to come out. But yung petroleum, maybe that's the one we really need to take a deeper look into.
So let's look at that, the excise tax on petroleum products, sir. My understanding is, can Congress, through a bill, suspend the excise tax on petroleum? I ask you that, sir, because there is something here that says that, I think it's Undersecretary Carl Chua of the DOF. He was saying that you can't just suspend the existing rate. They can only suspend the next increase if the condition is met. I believe we have that soundbite from Undersecretary Carl Chua of the DOF. Let's listen.
There's also a provision in the train law that says that we cannot suspend the existing rate. We can only suspend the next increase if the condition is met.
Can you explain that to us,
I think what he's trying to say is, in the law, ang threshold niyan is $80 per barrel.
Right.
No?
An average of $80 per barrel for 3 months.
Oo. Pag na-meet yata yan, 3 months prior to the increase, which will be January 2019, another 2 pesos. Pag nag-$80 ang average ng 3 months before that, hindi matutuloy yung 2 pesos in January 2019. Yun ang ibig niya sabihin. He's basically saying, yung na-increase na this year, mukhang walang provision dyan.
Magkano po yung na-increase this year?
$2.50 for diesel.
$2.50. Let's stick to that. So, now that the USEC is saying that, so it's clear to us, yung sinasabi na an average of 3 months at $80 per barrel, you can increase, pero you can suspend. Ang pwede lang isuspend yung susunod na increase next year sana na 2 piso. Pero nag-increase na po tayo ng 2 pesos and 50 centavos. Can you ever, sir, suspend the initial increase of 2.50?
That's what we're trying to talk about. Na we will now come up with a bill that will perhaps authorize the executive to temporarily suspend with the possibility of resumption, that 250, that's already in place. So yan ang pwedeng pag-usapan ngayon.
And you're amenable to that?
We're open to that, especially if we find out that that's really the solution. At kung lalo na kung magtatagal yung pag-roll out ng social benefits card, then I think we have no choice.
But how would you describe the 250 increase? I know that some would say hindi naman ganito kalaki yung epekto nito sa consumers. But when you really think about it, it's transportation, it's farm to market products. It's a lot of things, sir. How big do you think of an impact would suspending the excise tax right now of the 250 would have on consumers?
The oil excise tax, I don't know about the specific 250 on diesel, but the entire oil excise tax accounts for about, for every peso is about, I think, 23 billion pesos
23 billion.
per year collection of government. Okay, so
sorry, sa isang piso po
Piso lang
na
yan.
increase, ay ang kikitain po ng gobyerno ay 23,
20 to 25, yes.
let's put it at 25 billion.
Billion.
pesos.
So
Okay.
that's going to be about 60 billion for 1 year. So if you suspend it for 6 months, it's about 30 billion. Yung 30 billion na yon, mas maganda kasing kolektahin natin and then roll out natin targeted to the poor. But yun na nga, doon tayo paikot-ikot eh. Bakit ang tagal? Anong nangyayari? I hope somebody comes out and explains to the public na si agency ganito ay gumagalaw na, ito na ang progress namin, and by this time we will be rolling out the subsidies. Sana naman may ganon so that we can, sleep at night knowing it's coming, somebody's taking charge.
Would you say that you're quite disappointed with the economic managers because of how active they were in pushing for this bill? Ngayon po, parang sinasabi niyo po, nobody's really explaining this.
Yeah, I've said it before. I wish they would work faster talaga. Kahapon, to be fair, kahapon kasama ko si Asek Lambino of DOF, and I told him, can we set up next week a roundtable discussion, interagency, kahit na hindi official to, kahit na papatawag natin itong mga ahensyang concerned, at least pag-usapan na saan na kayo at ano nang rollout date nyo, anong target niyo.
Yeah.
So that the next time, DOF can start explain to the people na ito na, may plano tayo, ito mangyayari.
There was also an explanation by Paula Alvarez, who is the Finance Assistant Secretary and Finance Spokesperson. Pakinggan po natin because they've been giving some sound bites here and there. So pakinggan po natin.
Based on surveys and on the studies conducted by NEDA, BSP, and the DOF, train loss impact on actual inflation is only 0.4%. So it's only 0.4%. So this means that regardless of whether we impose the train law, the prices of fuel will still go up. Because number one, the main driver of the inflation rate for crude from oil is that the global market is actually increasing the price of oil. But I think talks in the OPEC and Russia is that I think they're going to produce more. They were going to produce more oil, so this would actually help us in the long run because it would help decrease the price of oil. Now, other factors such as the depreciation of peso is also significant.
All right, so two things, sir. Prices in the world market are increasing, and the depreciation of the peso. In fact, I think it was 2 days ago, parang intraday low ang peso. 52.40 ata.
Yeah.
So, is that a good defense?
No, that's accurate. What Asek Paula said is true. Kaya nga sinasabi ko rin na let's think about it kasi baka yung pag-suspend ng fuel only brings down prices by an insignificant amount. Tapos gutom pa rin yung tao. Tapos walang collection ng gobyerno na ibibigay na serbisyo sa taong bayan.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I want to discuss, sir. Kung ibaba, tanggalin po yung excise tax, tapos maliit lang po ang tanggalin sa cost, yung pagbayad po ng tao ng consumers. Ano po nag-cost ng increase? Then it would be what? The world market and the
Kasi
depreciation of the peso?
Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, mag-usap tayo ng tapatan na hindi naman lahat ng increase galing sa train eh. Meron naman talagang ibang negosyo dyan na piso lang ang taas ng cost niya, pero yung taas ng selling price niya ay 5 piso. Meron naman talaga nagsasamantala na tinatawag natin profiteering. And when that happens, it aggravates the situation.
Yeah.
That's why, parallel to this, I have to commend the economic managers. They're really rolling out the team naman na price, checking the price.
Price monitoring team.
DTI are going around. At least that's happening. And thank you for doing that. But kakambal niyan yung serbisyo na hinihintay ng taong bayan.
Yeah.
Let's do
And
that.
hopefully nga magkita-kita po kayo next week for a roundtable discussion, so you have a better idea and you can also give us a better idea on what's really happening. So wage hikes, sir. I want to put this graphics on. Ang sabi po kasi ng TUCP, 512 is the pesos is the minimum wage for Metro Manila. Tapos ang ano po daw niyan, ang purchasing power during April 25 was 357 pesos. Pagdating po ng May, 326 pesos na lang po. So natanggalan niya ng more or less 21 pesos or 31 pesos, sorry, in 1 month. That's huge, sir.
No nga, malaki.
So now they're clamoring for a wage hike. What are your thoughts on that? Is it something you support?
Well, yung sa wage hike, no, first, I wouldn't recommend na i-legislate yung wages. Kasi kasama yata yan sa usapan. So parang mahirap yun. Every time we need to adjust it, pupunta tayo sa Kongreso, ang tagal-tagal. So wag na. Let's just put mechanisms para ma-adjust, flexible yung wages. Doon sa wage hike, kasama yan sa problem ng increase in prices eh. So perhaps a temporary mechanism can also be explored, or perhaps social protection measures can also be employed. So it really depends. It can be a temporary setup.
Sorry, sir, but if it's social protection provisions we employed, the first set of social protection provisions were not employed. And then now you're again talking about social. Hindi ho ba kayo nagsasawa pag-usapan ng social protection provision dahil hindi po nangyayari?
Kasi trabaho ng government na mag-intervene eh. Di ba? Kailangan ng gobyerno mag-mitigate ng problema. So, but this one will be addressed by perhaps the labor secretary. Baka naman mas mabilis yung rollout.
Right. It seems the tripartite board is really looking into this, and yeah, I understand that it is, if they go to Congress,
mas mahirap yata.
mas mahirap at mas matagal pa, ikaw na nagsabi niya. All right, Congressman, I hope we can have you again once that you have a clearer picture. It's really good to find out exactly yung mga pangako na social protection provisions. It sounded so good in paper and verbally, pero ang problema po hindi nangyayari. Sana po ma-roll out yan very soon. Congressman Dakila Kua, sir, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Salamat, Pinky.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, sir. This is the SARS on CNN Philippines. Coming up, legend